Oh my god, guys! Did you hear? Did you hear? The PlayStation Network is down! Oh my god. It's down, you guys! We can't play our games! Hackers hacked into Sony! It's a Sony! Well, what do we gotta do? What do we gotta do? I got an idea. You gotta hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they're backtracing everybody out here. I hope a lot of you guys noticed how I crunched two famous internet memes into one with that joke. Hopefully it turned out good and didn't riot some fanboy wars, because you say one thing about a corporation or company, you don't even have to mention it. Just mention PS3, Xbox 360 in the same video and the fanboys will riot. But hey, it's the nature of fanboys. They have so few brain cells that they overreact to certain statements. You guys have seen it before. So, this video is going to be another Ask Neo episode. I believe we're at episode 6. For any of you guys who are following my videos, please correct me on that, because it's been a good couple months since I've done one. And I really felt that I should get out to doing some, because I don't want to just give Ustream the only place you guys can ask me questions, because you guys know my situation. I can't really answer a lot of comments and questions. I'll only answer comments when I upload the video, because then I wouldn't have time, because, you know, life's so hectic. So I'm doing this other Ask Neo episode, and it's not going to be as fancy as my other ones, where I would actually edit in text and stuff, because I just felt like doing this way it's faster. I can get to more questions instead of just answering 5 questions. So how many parts this is going to be in, I don't know. Maybe it'll be a 14-15 minute video. But yeah, I think it's nice that I do these type of videos longer so I can get to more questions, so a lot of you guys can enjoy it more. So let me just see if I can add some light. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. Yeah, just fixing out the lighting scenario in my room. I think that's a bit better, you know, just right there. It makes me look kind of orange. Ooh, orange, it's very amazing. So yeah, I'm just going to be reading a couple questions from my YouTube comment page, my inbox, and maybe some Facebook. So yeah, so let's get started. Open up. Alright, let's look. Ah, yes, first question. In Mass Effect 3, what are the improvements that you're hoping BioWare improves on? I'm kind of paraphrasing the question, because I just look at it, skim it, and answer it. As far as Mass Effect 3, one of the great things I loved about the first Mass Effect, while outside of its technical problems like graphical errors and such, it had a really, really deep, in-depth RPG system. And you know, I really enjoy that, because it took one of the most overused genres. Well, I wouldn't say third-person shooters are really overused, but it gave a new light on it. You know, it's something we've never played before, like a third-person shooter with RPG elements. And a lot of games are following that suit, with the BioShock series, Borderlands, and there are more third-person shooters implementing this type of strategy. They're adding more depth to it. So it was all great. You know, it's just the customization in this is so deep, so rich. You can create your own character. But when they moved on to the sequel, they kind of they forgot all that stuff, and they streamlined the experience for new fans of Mass Effect to get easier acquainted with it. Which, it was alright, you know, I didn't care for it much because I played the second one first. Then when I went back to it, I'm like, damn, BioWare, you guys almost done goofed. So in the third game, what I'm really looking forward to is BioWare has stated that they're not going to bring back the RPG system from the first game. So how can we get a compromise with that? I really want them to improve on the system in the second game, because the second game's RPG system wasn't half bad. You know, they did sacrifice some things to the first game, but they added some new innovations to it. So if they can improve on that and make it more deep, and you'll be able to do more with upgrading your characters instead of just 6 slots. Like the first game, you would have like 10 slots or 15 slots character. So I'm just looking forward to something more in-depth with it. You know, I didn't want to just be playing a shooter. I want to play an RPG shooter, you know? Or a shooter with RPG elements, or you get the whole gist of it. And other than that, yeah, I want them to include more, what's the word I'm looking for, more exploring of the planets, like make it more worthwhile. Don't just limit planets to finding elements like Element 0 and plutonium and such. I want us to get something out of going and visiting that planet, you know, just something more, you know, interesting involving the side quests with the planets. Are you picking up Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3DS? Everybody knows my answer to that question. That is a definite yes. Ocarina of Time is one of the most anticipated handheld games of the year, and I know it's not going to disappoint. A lot of people recently watching the new trailer, which you guys can go Google it, or YouTube it, sorry. A lot of people have been pissed off that they are reusing the MIDI soundtrack and they're reusing a lot of the old archived audios, which I personally don't have a problem with because it keeps the integrity, it keeps the spirit of the original game. I don't think playing a game that was originally made with the MIDI soundtrack and then having a fully orchestrated 3DS remake is doing justice to the game. I personally think the MIDI soundtrack is fine, the voice acting is fine, and I see no problem with them using that. You know, if they were going to do a full-blown remake like on the Nintendo new console Project Cafe, then they could do more things with orchestra and such. I can understand that, but as far as I'm concerned, I couldn't care less. And it is also going to be a really time-consuming game because the original Ocarina of Time, I spent so much time. It's a really highly replayable game, and I just can't wait. I know Nintendo's not going to disappoint with the 3DS version because they have a good track record of games that are doing, like 99% of their games they follow up on. You know, there's hardly any game that really disappoints that comes out of Nintendo, you know, unless it's like casual shovelware bullshit, you know, like Wii Party and Wii Music. Those were pretty bad, but Wii Sports Resort was a really good casual game. Casual games done right, you know, it's not just point and click, it's actual doing stuff. So thanks for that question. I knew somebody would answer this question eventually. What are your thoughts on Fairy Tail being dubbed by Funimation? I personally couldn't be happier. Fairy Tail is an amazing anime series. It's one of the best newer anime that is released, and I see a lot of anime fans recommend it to people who want to get into anime because it's just, story is so rich and it's so good. And in the anime version, they really don't screw around with the adaptation. Like, it's cut for cut, page for page, like the manga, which I really enjoy. You know, they could have done more with the filler to explore the characters, but I personally think it's fine. And the fact that it's being dubbed by Funimation, Funimation's dubs now are on par with the Japanese version, so I see no problem with that. Funimation has come a long way from their original dub of Dragon Ball Z. Now they're dubbing like 100 plus anime a year. That's an exaggeration, but they're dubbing a lot of anime, you guys. It's just the scale and the scope of it is just beyond me. I mean, they're getting more with Blu-ray. They're releasing a lot of classic series on Blu-ray. We got Yu Yu on Blu-ray, DBZ, Kai, Fullmetal Panic, Summer Wars, just so many series. And Fairy Tail, I hope they do release on Blu-ray because I will pay top dollar for that. So, yeah, I can't wait for it to be released stateside because Fairy Tail is a great anime. I recommend anybody watch it. How the hell can I answer this question? Nah, I don't feel like answering that question. Wow, this is fairly recent. Neo, you complain about filler so freaking much, but you do know that filler is needed in anime. Yes, filler is needed in anime. Everybody knows that because, especially if you have a shonen anime like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Bleach, in some cases the anime will get farther along than the manga. So filler material, what it was made for was to give the writing staff time and resources to create more of the story, you know, and that's why Dragon Ball Z had those 6-episode stare downs and those useless fights, and why the Frieza vs. Goku fight was so drawn on. In the manga, it was just literally fast like that. Literally, Frieza had no chance to get Super Saiyan Goku. But in the anime, they made it so they were like on equal playing fields, you know. So, in that regard, filler material can be good if it's used right, because a lot of people knock on the Naruto filler, and while it is annoying if you try to watch it in excess, you know, the last 80-something episodes, a lot of that filler material, I think, generally helped the series better. Because the thing that Masashi Kishimoto really doesn't do is character development. You know, he may do it for, like, the main trio or so, but he never did it for a lot of the side characters. He introduced a lot of them into the Naruto universe, but we never really heard much on Tenten. We never heard much on all of these other characters. So the filler really gave the characters their moments to shine, you know, especially Anko. You see, because Anko's relationship with Orochimaru was really hinted at strongly in the anime, but they never fully followed that. In the filler material, they really explained her backstory for Orochimaru and why she has such resentment for him. Yeah, we know she gave him the curse mark, or he gave her the curse mark, but why did he give her the curse mark? It's explained in the filler, you know. Filler like that, filler material that is like that is great material. Things that develop the characters when the writer is unable to. I think filler like that is perfectly acceptable, you know. But when you have filler that is in so excess, like, that you don't need to have filler, like Naruto and Bleach, it gets to the point that this anime adaptation is complete and utter crap if they're going to do that. Because not all anime needs to do that. You guys are overusing the fact, you guys saw how fast Naruto Shippuden's ratings dropped in Japan when they went into the Three Tails filler arc. You saw how fast it dropped to the bottom of the top 10 or whatever. And somehow, Studio Pierrot, TV Tokyo, they don't get that the fans don't want to see filler. Filler arcs are fine every once in a while. Like, I enjoyed the Sora arc. I thought that was good. The Pseudo Ninetales, I thought that was great. But you don't need to have all these other arcs spanning throughout the series. The same thing with Bleach. Get back on the story. Worry about filler later. Alright? It's ridiculous. And now they're going back into the anime. Oh, yay, yay, yay. The manga following the plot. Guys, I guarantee you, they're going to go back to the filler material really fast. It's like, they give you something good and then they take it away. That's what these companies do all the time. Alright, next question. Wow, I talk a lot about this. It's been like 3 minutes. Oh, God. Yeah. Review Naruto Shippuden Legends Akatsuki's Rising. Guys, I have it right here. That game is... Oh, sweet Jesus, that game is... Oh, my God. I don't know what they were trying to do. The game looks so good. And it just... It makes Uzumaki Chronicles 1 look like a masterpiece. That's how bad Akatsuki's Rising is. Oof. Damn, that game. I don't even want to talk about that game much. Is Left 4 Dead ever coming to the PS3? There were a lot of rumors and speculation around the time Left 4 Dead 2 was released on the Xbox 360 and PC, leading up to that Left 4 Dead was coming to the PS3 because there was some listings for Left 4 Dead, PS3, Valve, EA. As of now, there are no plans to release the Left 4 Dead franchise on the PlayStation 3 console. It's a PC Xbox 360 thing, so it's a multi-platform game! It's not 360 exclusive! Because if it's available on more than one platform, it is multi-platform. Is there such thing as a 360 Wii exclusive? Yeah, 360 Wii, PSP, PS2 exclusive, but not on PS3. That makes sense, people. You know, I say the same thing about people saying DC Universe Online is exclusive. It's not exclusive. What just happened to games? Not exclusives. Just, oh, sweet Jesus. But, ever since the announcement of Portal 2 coming, and you guys know how Valve feel about the PlayStation 3, how they bashed it at every turn, and then they made a complete 180 with Portal 2, and they proved that the PS3 is the best console for getting better user experiences once you get past the hardware. Like, you guys see the Steam integration they did with that. Steam is locked down on the 360. They don't want any third party messing with their service. So that's why Valve went to Sony. They went because Sony offered them that, and they made Portal 2 a phenomenal experience on PS3. You can play with your Steam buddies, your Mac friends, your PC guys, along with the people on PS3. So you've got 3 times the amount of people, and you get a digital copy of Portal 2 for PC or Mac, and you have cloud storage, you have automatic downloads and updates. It's just the features that you're getting really prove the value of buying it on the PS3 over the 360. Portal 2 is still a phenomenal game, don't get me wrong, but if you have both consoles, get it on the PS3 because you're getting a better experience out of it. So, where does Valve go for here? If Portal 2's success is so great on PS3 and they get a lot of good user feedback, then we might see more Valve's games on the PlayStation 3. We might see Left 4 Dead on the PlayStation 3. We might see another Unreal game on the PS3. We might see, you know, more of Valve's games come on PS3 because with Steam they can do a lot more than what they would do on Xbox 360. You know, Valve is a corporation. They're branching out. They're talking about putting Steam on the phones and on TVs. So you wouldn't think they capitalize on the PS3. You know, it just logically makes sense. So it's a great move with Valve and Sony how they're partnering up to do Portal 2. I think it was great. Portal 2 is a phenomenal game. So anybody, if you have a console and if you are mentally intuitive, then you should definitely pick up Portal 2 because it's one of the best games of the entire year. And I guess that wraps up today's Ask Neo episode 6, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm getting used to doing these first takes. I'm not cutting and editing, so tell me if you think the first takes are better than doing the jump cuts. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I'm GS signing out, and I'll catch you guys later.